Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Liverpool Career Mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And I also want you guys to let me know down below in the comment section straight away whether this video has hit your sub box or not. And the simple reason for this is either the previous episode or the episode before that, I mentioned I've just hit one of my very first YouTube targets, and that was to hit 50 plus views within 24 hours, which I did thanks to you guys. But the video after that only managed 20, maybe 21 views after 24 hours, so I'm not sure if YouTube's broke. I'm not sure if it wasn't pushing notifications or sub boxes out, but if you guys could let me know in this video whether it's hit your sub boxes, that would be much appreciated. And also quickly, before we recap on the previous episode, as always, I just want to jump over to the office and show you this. The Liverpool board have sent us an email and we have accomplished this season already. They wanted to earn at least £176 million from shirt sales, and we have just hit that on the 18th of November, so very happy about that. But jumping back into the previous episode, of course, two games as always. First, we faced off for our second time in the Champions League, facing off against Trelleborg's FF. I was worried after the first game. We only beat them 1-0. We were knocked after Huddersfield. I didn't feel like we were playing well enough. But this time round, although we only beat them by 1 goal difference once again, we beat them 2-1. We played our hearts out, and I feel like the old Liverpool team is back like we were at the start of this season. And then the second game, of course, we come up against Ryan Sessegnol's ex-club, Fulham. Now, we went 1-0 down. I was thinking, this is a little bit risky. We're already 1-0 down. What can we do? Can we turn up today? And yes, we did. We actually come back and beat them 3-1, which I was absolutely amazed with, because we've played games against like Watford, oh sorry, not Watford, West Ham. We're playing Watford today. West Ham, Napoli, teams like that where it's gone like we've gone 1-0 down and we fought back for 2-1, then it's gone 2-2, then it's gone 3-2, and we've kind of never give up and we've battled back. But then Huddersfield, we were battering them, we were having loads of shots, but in the end we suffered our first defeat. And then I feel after that we were knocked a little bit. There wasn't plenty of goals throughout the whole team. If we went 1-0 down, I was worried that we wouldn't fight back and possibly push it for a draw or possibly even a win. But in that previous episode, we showed our hearts, we played our cards, and in the end, after going 1-0 down, we managed to beat them 3-1. Now, before we jump into today's episode, I also quickly want to show you this, because we are facing against Watford in this first game of today's episode, and then, of course, we're facing PSG for the second time. We are away, I do believe. We're facing them for the second time in the Champions League. Now, I do believe if we beat PSG today, we are actually going to progress through. We will finish top of our group, which I am very happy about. But this is what I wanted to show you. Look at how compact December is. We are going to have to rotate this squad so much. We've got Everton, we've got the Liverpool derby on the 1st. Then 4 days later we face off against West Brom in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. 4 days after that we face Bournemouth. 3 days after that we face Napoli for the last game in the group stages. 4 days later we face United. 4 days later we face Burnley. 4 days later we face Wolves. 3 days later we face Newcastle. And then 4 days we face off against Arsenal. Now obviously we've already faced Arsenal at the Emirates in the previous episode. We beat them 4-2. We are of course back at Anfield to face off against Arsenal. But what I wanted you guys to see is how cramped it is in December. And then of course after we finished all those fixtures, we go through to January where the transfer window opens and we look to bring in the big man from Real Madrid. I do believe his name is Vinicius Jr. or something like that. He plays on the left wing. You guys wanted me to sign him. We'll start looking at him, and then maybe we can look at some other transfers. I know a few people have mentioned some over the previous episodes, but jumping back into today's episode, as I mentioned, we're facing off against Watford away in the Premier League, and then of course PSG. But the lineup I'm putting out against Watford, I've had to look at this a little bit more, how would I put it? I've looked at it a little bit more tactically. I've thought, you know what, we need to change a few players out, keep a few players in there. Obviously, I want to bag the 3 points when we travel to Watford today, but I also have to make sure we've got our strongest squad to put out against PSG to make sure we get that win and to guarantee us progressing through to the next stage of the Champions League. So obviously, I've gone with Ryan Sessegnol on that left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah at that right wing, Lallana and the Ox in that central midfield role, Jordan Henderson at the central defensive midfield role, Tierney, Gomez, Jimenez, Alves at the back, with of course Alisson in goal. So you can see from that team there, I've kept some big players in it like Salah and Firmino. We've got to make sure that we're getting goals. I also dropped Van Dijk, but I've left Jimenez in. I want to make sure that we're keeping decent players in there so we can do a job, but I also need to make sure that we keep the team fit for this PSG game. But let's go ahead and travel to Vicarage Road and hopefully bag these 3 points. And here we are, we've travelled down south to face off against Watford. I also quickly want to mention, guys, if you haven't seen the Going for Goal trailer, I keep mentioning this every video for the simple reason I want this series to be one of the best series I have ever created, and that of course is Going for Goal. If you haven't checked out the trailer, definitely go and give it a watch. It's coming this Saturday. If I can just get the date up. The date it will be uploaded is the 27th of October, so make sure you're on the channel at 7 PM to check out that very first episode. If you haven't watched the previous trailer for it, definitely go and give it a watch. But as you can see there, we are still top of the Premier League, only 1 point ahead of Everton. I'm hoping Everton are either going to draw or possibly even lose, and they're talking there about the core. He could be on his way out, especially in January. But let's go ahead and get into this first half, and hopefully be going in with the lead. Looking back out there for Tierney, we've got Sessegnon trying to make a run. Sessegnon is in behind, let's make sure it's a good touch, and it is. Let's try and whip this ball in now. Looking back post for the Ox, who tries to put one in, but Foster manages to save that, no problem. We seem to be all over the place right now. Ball coming into the middle, Jimenez deals with it. Come on Ox, you've got to get there. Gomez does well. Stay on him Gomez, stay on him. It's cleared away. Come on, we've got to get this ball out. Ball comes in, Jimenez is there, Henderson kicks away. Good block from Jimenez indeed. Ball cleared away and referee blows for half time. I'm going to be honest, I feel like we've gone back to our old ways. I keep saying this is like Huddersfield all over again. We're having the odd chance here and there, but we're not doing good enough. We're really not. There's not enough shots on target. And it's teams like Watford, we've got to remember, these are 4th in the Premier League. They are solid at the back. They've got Deeney going forwards. I am going to jump back into the second half, but we've got to remember, Watford are not an easy team to beat. We have to be careful. It only takes them a break, and they could possibly put one in the back of our net. It's not good enough at all. Jimenez does well. Let's control this. It's not a good ball from Jimenez. That was risky there. What was Jimenez thinking? Alisson manages to come away with the ball, thankfully. And that was not a good throw out from Alisson at all. Henderson picks her up and going straight through the middle, looking for Bobby, who should be through on goal here. Come on, Bobby, use your strength, keep going. Hit it, Bobby. Bobby strikes, and unfortunately, Prodel manages to get a foot to it. And with that corner, it means we can get our substitutes on. Making 2 changes so far. Deeney's going off there from Watford. Okaka coming on. We've made 2 changes. I'm bringing Naby Keita on for, I do believe, Adam Lallana. And I'm also, there you go, Adam Lallana going off for Naby Keita. And I'm also bringing the Ox off for Fabinho, pushing Henderson into that central midfield role and bringing Fabinho in nice and deep. Going to look at possibly bringing Roberto Firmino off, depending on how his fitness is. We need him fully fit against PSG, but we'll just see how we go. Over to Roberto Firmino, who still comes away with a ball. Firmino's breaking forwards. I'm going to hit this with Bobby Firmino. It's blocked, and again, he puts it over the bar. He puts it over the bar. 20 minutes to go, and they're coming in behind. Let's go, Gomez. Nicely done. Keep hold of him. No, he's got in ahead. Ball coming into the middle. This isn't good. Big save from Alisson. Get rid of that. Alisson with an absolutely spectacular save in the 71st minute. Naby Keita's pushing up now. Go on, Naby. Keep going, son. You've got the pace. Let's keep running. Come on, Sturridge. I need you running here. Let's play this into Sturridge. Into Fabinho. Got Henderson on the overlap. I just couldn't feed it through. Both teams are going for it. Naby Keita up to Daniel Sturridge, looking around the corner for Henderson. Henderson is through on goal here. I'm going to try and square this. Ryan Sessegnon to finish it, and he does. I had to square it. Sometimes you have to just make sure it ends up in the back of the net. And I was through with Henderson. He's not one to score. He's normally likely to hit the bar or something. He'll rocket it over the bar. But this time I squared it to Ryan Sessegnon, who, to be fair, only just about keeps it under the bar. Onto that left foot, into the roof of the net. And we have just found ourselves 1-0 up against Watford. We've needed that, and it was thanks to that man there, Naby Keita, picked the ball up. Since he's come on, he's been the little tactical magician. He's finding little ways, he's doing decent runs, he's got the pace. Straight up looking for Sturridge, over to Mo Salah, and there we go. The referee blows for full time at the Vicarage Road Stadium. And I'll tell you, I've got to be honest, we got a little bit lucky then. It was a little bit of a scrappy game. It was end-to-end stuff. I'm just very glad I brought Sturridge, Naby Keita and Fabinho on, because Fabinho and Naby Keita, for me, changed that game. I'm just glad Henderson burst forwards. I just thought, I can't risk shooting here. If he misses it, we're going to be going back to Anfield, back to Liverpool with just 1 point. And we need to be getting every point we possibly can, especially with Everton breathing down our necks. And here we are, guys, back at the Central, ready to play our 5th and second to last game against PSG in the Champions League group stages. You can currently see from the group now we find ourselves top. We've played 4, we've got 10 points, we've won all of our games apart from the one where we played Napoli, where we sadly drew 3-3. You can see Napoli are in second with 7 points, Paris Saint-Germain third with 6 points, and Trelleborg's still yet to even get a point. So Trelleborg's won't be going through, and if we do beat PSG in today's episode, we will be guaranteed to go through to the next stage. Obviously, if we lose, PSG can move up to 9 points. If Napoli win their game, they'll move up, and then it'll go down to the final game. And obviously, our final game in the group stages is against Napoli, a game where we played our hearts out. We tried to win. It ended up 3-3 in the dying minutes, the dying embers. We got Shaqiri through on goal. He scored, but sadly it was offside. Now, I've tried to play the best possible squad that I can, and obviously, as you can see, we have had to make a few changes. Unfortunately, Salah was not fully fit, so he's going to have to come off the bench in possibly the second half. But we've got Mane at that left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Shaqiri at that right wing, Gini Wijnaldum and the Ox in central midfield, Fabinho at central defensive midfield, Robertson, Van Dijk, Lovren and Trent at the back, with of course Alisson in goal. Now, from that previous episode, for the first time ever, I have been slightly worried about Kieran Tierney. You've probably seen in some of the highlights then, he was well out of position, he was playing in the midfield, he was pushing up too far. So I'm glad we've got Robertson coming back in. Roberto Firmino still fully fit. I have no idea how. He literally played most of the game apart from when I took him off for Sturridge in the last 10-15 minutes. But it's just a shame I can't get Salah into that team. But you know what? He can come on at half-time and hopefully make the difference. But let's go ahead, travel to France, play PSG. I'm super excited for this game now. If we win this game, we are through to the next stages of the Champions League. Absolutely excited. Hopefully we can get the win. Hopefully we can beat them. We've beat them once before. We've just got to be careful of Neymar, Mbappe, and of course Cavani. This is it now. We win this game and we are through to the next stage of the Champions League. I am so excited for this. So goddamn excited. Here we go. What an absolutely beautiful stadium it is. We have just got to play our hearts out here. We really do. I want to look for an early goal. That's what I'm going with the tactic. I'm looking for an early goal. And then if I can get to half-time with that 1-0 lead, I'll look at changing the tactics slightly and come out in the second half. Maybe push for a second. Maybe just hold off on that 1-0. I'm not one to go defensive and play 5 at the back or something just to seal the 1-0 lead. I always want to be going for goals. I want to make it entertaining for you guys. But to make it entertaining for me as well as you, we want to get through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. But let's go ahead and get into this first half and see if we can go in at half-time with a lead. Close them down. Close them down. Get them outside the penalty area. Come on, Shaqiri. Come on, Trent. Come on, Fabinho. Get a foot in there now for me. They're coming forwards. Here's Forsberg. Here's Neymar playing the ball through. And it's 1-0. I mean, Alisson is not keeping that out. I'm not even sure who that player is. Lass? I think that's how you probably pronounce his name. Tell you what, beautiful football there from PSG. Neymar, Cavani, Mbappe all getting involved. Eventually it falls to Lass on the edge of the box and he just hit it. Look at this. Beautiful bit of football. Bang. Just inside the penalty area. Fair play to PSG. They're looking for those points. They need them. Come on, Redmen. Come on, Mane. Nicely done, Mane. Keep running now. Play that across. Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino puts it level. Come on, Bobby. That is what we needed. That right there is what we needed. This is what I'm saying. This team does not give up. I don't give up. 14 minutes, Mane with a beautiful interception. I was going to hit it. I laid it to Bobby and thought I'll hit this, and I'll tell you what, that's got a wicked curve on it. That beautiful shot from Bobby Firmino. Beautiful bit of curl there, and he beats Buffon between the sticks. We find ourselves back on even terms, 1-1 to Fabinho. Fabinho pushing forward. Fabinho trying to put that ball through. Laying it back off to Fabinho, who's going to hit one. It's low, and Buffon gets down to save it. Go on, play it around that corner. Go on, Mane. Try and put it over. Come on, Mane. You threw a goal. Mane, finish it. Big save. Gini Wijnaldum follows it up. Come on, lads. It's 2-1. Come on. We are on fire. We are on fire. Come on, lads. Mane should have finished that. Maybe should have looked for a finesse. It was an awkward angle. Mane does well to battle everyone off the ball. It's not a great angle. He does shoot it. Buffon palms it away straight into the feet of Gini Wijnaldum, who is never, ever missing it from there. Gini Wijnaldum, easily the player of the year for me so far for this Liverpool squad. He's been absolutely unbelievable. Good lad. Keep that pressure on. Watch the run in behind. Here he goes again. Here goes Neymar. Oh, beautiful tackle. No! Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Lovren with an absolutely unbelievable tackle in the penalty area. Could have easily given a penalty away. He gets the ball. It takes a horrible deflection off him, as you can see there. Alisson gets a foot to it. Robertson jumps. Cavani falls into our net. And Mbappe is there to absolutely smash that in the back of the net. Alisson, not much he could have done there. And the young man Mbappe scores. We find ourselves back on level terms. We have got a game on our hands, guys. 2-2 after 34 minutes. Wait for that run. Go on, Robertson's round. Come on. No one's at that back post. Why is no one there? Bobby Firmino's there. What a strike from Bobby Firmino. Huge save from Buffon to keep them in it right before half time. No pressure there. Alisson take a touch, play it out. That was a little bit risky, but there we go. Referee blows for half time. And I'm going to be honest, guys, considering if we win this match, we are through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. We knew it wasn't going to be an easy one. PSG really need to win this game to keep themselves in it, to possibly progress through to the next round. But we've got a game on our hands right here. We went 1-0 down, it went 1-1, we went 2-1 up. Mbappe put one in the back of our net and made it 2-2 right before half time. This is an absolutely incredible game, but you know what? The red men are turning up. They are fighting, they are battling, and I'm ready to jump back into this second half against PSG and hopefully find a goal before they do. Let's look for Bobby in the middle. We've got Shaqiri over this far side. Shaqiri's going to be in behind, surely. Come on, Shaqiri, keep going. He just does not have the pace. Thiago Silva takes him out. He had to do it. They're passing round nice here, lads. Be careful, pushing forwards here. Forsberg gets a shot off. He hits the crossbar. Let's get rid of that ball. Behind for Mane. Mane to play it into Bobby. Going to go through the middle. Looking for Milner. I've got Salah over this far side. Salah's got to it. Oh, I've got Salah through on goalie. Let's try and dance his man. Salah hit it. Salah. It's saved. No! And James Milner slides in and misses it. Van Dijk to get there. It's cleared away. It's Milner. And we're not even going to get to shoot with Milner. The referee blows for full time. I have to say, guys, do you know what? I'm not 100% sure, but if Trelleborgs do beat Napoli, I'm sure that means we are guaranteed a win. But if Napoli have won their game, does that mean they go top of the group? We're going to have to see what Napoli done. But I'll tell you what an absolutely incredible, and I mean incredible, game that was in the Champions League against PSG. Let's have a little look at the stats. We absolutely battered them. PSG having 4 shots, 2 on target, both of them in the back of the net. We had 8 shots, 6 on target. Right, and here we are, guys, back at the Central. Of course, the first thing we need to do is go and check out the Champions League group. Are we still top? Are we guaranteed to go through now? We will have to wait and see. If we go down to the Champions League, and our group is, and there we go, we find ourselves still top of our Group C with 11 points. Napoli right behind us with 10 points. PSG on 7 and Trelleborgs on 9. You can see there, Napoli beat Trelleborgs 1-0. We drew with PSG 2-2. Now, unfortunately, if we'd have won that game, we would have guaranteed we finished top of our Group C. But unfortunately, with that draw, it means Napoli can potentially go top. Of course, our last and final game in the Group C in the Champions League is, of course, against Napoli. We've played them previously. We drew 3-3. It was an absolutely unbelievable game. If we draw against Napoli, or even beat Napoli, we will finish top. We are now through to the knockout stages in the Champions League. What an absolutely incredible episode. I was on the edge of my seat against Watford. We battled, we fought, and we managed to bag the 3 points. We fought and fought against PSG. We had loads of chances. Unfortunately, we could only bury 2 of them, and unfortunately only managed to draw. It's a shame, because if we'd have won that game, we would have guaranteed to be top of our group, but it looks like it's going to go down to the last game, which is fine, because you know what? It's going to be entertaining. Not only is it Liverpool versus Napoli again, where we played them last time, I do believe, there we go, on the 3rd of October, and we drew 3-3. This game is for who is going to finish top of Group C, so there's a lot more pressure. It's not just about getting through, because we're through, it's about finishing top of the group. And as you can see there, in just 3 days' time, we face off against Everton. Now, I've been saying over the last 2 or 3 episodes, we need to start building that gap. You can see Wolves have already played their 14th game. They're on 27. If we beat Everton, we move up to 35, which means we have a huge gap over the 1st position and the 3rd. But the best of all is, because against Everton, if we beat them, or forget about even if we beat them, when we beat them, we'll then force a gap of 4 points between the top position, us, Liverpool, and the 2nd position, Everton. I'm super excited for that episode, guys. But that is going to do it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.